regarding what is going on in the music industry in Ghana. You've been around for some time now. You've managed some of the top artists. I mean, notably Becca. What has changed from your time and now? Do you see difference?
Well, the difference, you could start by saying, well, now there's streaming, and now social media is much more active. It's become part and parcel of to the stage life, and it has a lot of opportunities with regards to that. And also, we have so many streaming platforms now, and you can easily digitally track your sales and your earnings from your music. Also, the world has become much smaller now. So whatever you do is easily accessed by people from all parts of the world.
Okay, okay, okay. So,
That's just to mention a few.
a
Yeah.
few of the things that you have noticed. Is Ghanaian musicians taking advantage of all these streaming platforms?
Well, I should. So, I am not actively involved with any
Of the new ones?
Ghanaian musician right now. Yes. So
Okay,
I
okay.
wouldn't know whether they are taking advantage of this company, but I would want to hope they are.
Okay, okay. I mean, the conversation around international recognition for Ghanaian musicians have become very, 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 I mean, prominent since the Grammy Award took place. I think 2 or 3 days ago. Over the years, we've had this conversation that Ghanaian musicians are gaining international recognition, but not to the level that every fan is expecting them to get to. I mean, case in point, the recent Grammy that was won by Burna Boy, Wizkid, and a few of others. Do you say what's Ghanaian musicians doing wrong, and what are they doing right, and how do we arrive at such a stage, the Grammy stage?
Well, I mean, to get to the Grammy stage, it's a couple of things. One, the
Mm-hmm.
kind of people that you collaborate with. When I say collaborate, not necessarily artist to artist collaboration, but the kind of industry professionals that an artist will collaborate with. Sorry.
Okay.
Also, your sound,
Your
the
sound.
kind of music that yes, your sound. The sound is, I would say, number one will be the sound. The
Okay.
sound is the music.
Okay.
The music, the song, the lyrics, right? You have to get it right. It has to be something that is globally palatable,
Okay. Okay.
right? And for you to get that this goes way beyond talent. It's not just about you being a talented instrumentalist or anything like that, but a lot of planning by experts who understand, how it works. You need that.
Okay.
It's not just writing songs.
Okay. So talking about, like you made mention of sound, I mean that's a very unique point that, I mean, when you follow international media or international conversation around music, sound plays part in it. Do you say Ghanaians, in order for Ghana to get to that stage that we feel like, okay, they've arrived at the Grammy stage? Yeah, we've gotten recognition. Rocky Dawuni was nominated. Fuse ODG, Killbeat had some recognition based on the song they did together with Ed Sheeran on the Divide album. But talking about sound, now Afrobeat is the new wave. Over the years, Ghana and Nigeria have been credited for Afrobeat, but Nigeria has taken it to the next level. Do you think Ghanaians should also maintain the Afrobeat wave, or we have to create our own stuff, or maintain Highlife, which is known to be a Ghanaian thing? What do you think we should do in that space? Should we move with Afrobeat or create our own genre to take to the world?
Well, music is music. You don't have to create your own genre to make it. Well, you have to make your sound consumable by everybody. have to be original. Now, if you listen to Burna Boy's album,
Yeah. Which
has a
of
lot
them?
of
Is it the
character.
African Giant or Twice as Tall? Twice as Tall.
Twice as tall, and both
Okay.
of them actually.
Okay.
It has a lot of character. It's very different from what everybody else is doing and calling Afrobeat. He brought something different to it.
Okay.
And musically, it's quite a serious album. So it's not just saying Afrobeat, but if you're doing what everybody else is doing, I don't see you getting that far. Typical example, if I could, elaborate a little for you. So just picture, say you have a queue, right?
Say you have what?
R&B queue. A queue.
A queue. Okay, a queue. Okay.
So you have an R&B queue, you have a reggae queue, you have a jazz queue. If I say R&B, I mean, who would you put at in front of the queue? You mentioned the Beyonce's and Hot and
Yeah,
right?
there are Kellys and stuff.
Yeah, this queue will probably have like millions of people trying to get to the front. It's very difficult for you to get to the front. Even if you start when you're 18, by the time you get to the front, that is if you get it. You're 100 years old.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, so for you to be able to recognize and get to the front of the queue, you must have your own sound. So you just go straight in front with all of them.
Okay, so it means that
you're not following anybody.
Okay. So it means that Ghana has to create its own identity in terms of music. It means we have to go back to Highlife.
So Highlife, my personal opinion, Highlife artists will not make it. Highlife has to be redesigned. That I can tell you.
Okay.
Will definitely make it.
Okay.
So I agree with you 100% that if you take the Highlife approach, you're going to make it, and it will be very quick in my view.
Okay.
But it's not just plain Highlife as it is. Highlife must be re-engineered.
To which level, which genre again should we create from Highlife? Because Afrobeat is the baby of.
You can still have the Highlife, just re-engineer it.
Okay. Put something contemporary inside there.
Yeah, you don't have to change the name. Re-engineer the sound.
Okay. So for Ghana to get to
dynamic,
okay.
Highlife, blues in the 40s and in the 50s or in the 60s. It's not blues today. Reggae in the 50s or 60s or 70s is not the same reggae.
Reggae is true.
Music is dynamic, and you must go according to the times.
Okay. So for Ghana to gain that, I mean, right now the conversation is around Grammy. So from what you're saying, for Ghana to gain that Grammy recognition, nomination, and win the award eventually, we have to redesign our sound, not necessarily follow Highlife Afrobeat, but we need to find a way around these two genres to stand out.
Yes, Highlife is a very, very rich, it's very rich music. Okay? There's so much that can be done with it, but it must be a collective effort. I think one of the biggest disadvantages of people in the Ghanaian music industry, if I'm permitted to say, is it's too individualistic.
Okay.
With that, I don't see it going anywhere.
Okay. So we as practitioners of the industry, we need to stand together in order to go far.
No, from the American industry to South African industry, Nigeria, what have you, there is no, Jamaica especially.
Yeah.
There is no industry that thrives on individualistic behavior.
Okay.
No.
So, I mean, Mr. Kiki.
No.
Okay, Mr. Kiki, I mean, talking about unity, which aspect of the industry will you mention that, I mean, this aspect, they have to be the key people to unite, or the key aspect to unite for the industry to thrive?
I would say everybody.
Everybody. from the fans to...
There must be a common goal.
Okay.
Yeah, there must be a common goal. You don't have to be friends, but you have to be, the partnership must be strong. You don't have to be friends. You just work together for a common goal.
Okay. So, Mr. Kiki Banson, you made mention of Burna Boy, how you predicted that 12 years ago he was going to win the Grammys. Did you know Burna Boy personally? Or you saw him from afar and you saw the potential in him that this guy was going to take Nigeria somewhere?
Well, I mean, if you listen to Burna Boy's music,
Yeah.
if you listen to his style, Burna Boy is not one following anybody.
Okay.
Burna Boy is doing authentic African music modified.
Okay. Okay.
Burna Boy is very, very aggressive with his music in terms of the way he treats his music. He's very serious with his music. Okay. He records well.
Okay.
His lyrics. Basically, if you look at Burna Boy,
yeah.
Burna Boy is an evolution of the likes of Celeste and the Mano Bangos and what have you in his own way.
Okay. Okay.
And it's authentic. He's very strong with his delivery.
Okay.
He's very precise. And musically, he's there.
Okay.
So for me, it was a no-brainer. All he needed was to have the right management and marketing tools at his disposal. And boom, social media took off. And the rest, he got it right.
So all this you're saying about Burna Boy, did you see this things in Burna Boy when he was coming up, or you started seeing it after his African Giant album and then Twice as Tall?
African Giant was his first one. If you go back to
his first EP,
and if you go back to videos of interviews I've had and conversations I've had with people, it's there.
Okay. So did you know Burna Boy personally, or you just?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Because I mean, it's some way you predicting that 12 years from now, this guy was going to win Grammys just from afar. That shows that you're a god in the field.
I beg, oh God, yeah.
Oh no, you be God now. For you to be able to predict that this guy is going to win this year and he has won it. I mean, we need people. You have to come back, Mr. Kiki. You have to come back to music fully.
The thing about it, his biggest thing is that he was able to evolve.
Okay.
Normally after every 7 years, an artist will have to evolve. Some do it 5 years.
5 years. Okay.
But he on his 7th year, he evolved really well.
Wow.
And with that, he's bought himself at least another 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can just take note of that as well.
Wow. So I mean, the whole Burna Boy thing, he was like, he went a bit down and then evolved like you
came back with his evolution, yeah.
Yes, and then boom, the whole world, he was everywhere, interviews, playing shows across the world.
Yep.
I mean, would you say the entire Nigerian music industry has gone through that evolution, or Burna Boy is not a pace setter that everyone has to follow?
Oh, the entire Nigerian industry has gone through it, and they went through it very well. They evolved really well.
And Ghana needs the same thing. No, you see,
Ghana has a lot of talent.
We need to come and sit with. Okay. Please finish.
We have a lot of talent in Ghana. Like it's amazing. The talent in Ghana.
Is this amazing?
I mean, amazing.
Wow.
Amazing talent.
Wow.
Amazing talent.
And what does that make you feel as one of the key practitioners of this industry who has gone on?
It can make you feel frustrated, especially if you believe that they are so good, but really not utilizing their full potential.
Okay.
It can be frustrating.
Wow, that's powerful. They are not utilizing their full potential.
Yes.
Wow. Let me just add this. I heard at the point, or I read at the point in time, you managed Two Face and a few of the Nigerian stars. Was there, or at that point, you did you see that okay, Nigeria is going somewhere with this artist you were then surrounding? I mean, that you were then managing within the Nigerian music industry.
I worked with a few of them. I'm not in very very closely, but not in what you would traditionally call a management.
Management, okay.
No.
Okay.
We just have very good relationships. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Okay. So I mean, picking it from the Burna Boy's point, he has won the Grammy with his album Twice as Tall. Would you say some of the producers on the album also contributed to that? Because
it's the team I've been talking about. Like everybody, the producers have to understand that this is not. If you have an industry where all producers, all managers, all record label owners, all
everybody's on board,
promoters, everybody understands that we are working towards this goal.
Mr. Kiki, wouldn't you say money is needed to do that? And I mean, do we have it in Ghana? Do we have the labels with the financial power?
Money cannot make you have visions.
Already, you made mention of social media, which is a powerful tool.
You must have a vision.
Okay.
Before
you
go. If I give you $100 million, and you don't have a vision, you don't have a goal, that money will go to waste.
Yeah.
So money is not the first thing.
Okay.
So it's not like saying, okay, the stakeholders or investors or government should give us X amount of money. To do what? Do you even know what you're going to use the money for?
It's true. So just like we need to come back to the drawing board, sit down, have a plan, and then we can now go after money to execute those plans.
And you don't need much of it.
Wow.
At all. Yeah, lots of free tools to use. You don't need much of it.
Mr. Kiki, you are a god figure in this industry. So give us some of the free tools that we can just use. I mean, there are a lot of every day. I get calls.
It's not an over the phone conversation that will change this. You get it? Yeah.
I understand.
It's a process, right, which will have to involve literally most or everybody, all stakeholders to align.
It's true.
Once the alignment is there, it will be a very serious force to reckon with.
But do you foresee that alignment coming soon?
It's in the hands of the Almighty.
Chief, you are a god figure. So sometimes we need some of these things because you are able to predict Burna Boy's Grammy. So I mean, sitting back watching the industry, do you foresee that happening soon?
It's in God's hands.
Okay.
With God, everything is possible.
So we should leave everything to God.
Not so. I'm just saying that with God, everything is possible.
Okay.
Imagine. Yeah, so I think we have about 12 to 14 million people on social media in Ghana. Let's assume that out of the 12 or 14 million, let's just say 50,000 people, or even 20,000 people. Yeah. Every day on Twitter, Instagram, are talking about a particular person or a product continuously for a year and a half. What do you think is going to happen? That
would be so massive. Talking about one musician for 1 year on social media. I mean, that would be another level of recognition.
Let's limit it to, let's even expand it to 3 musicians or 3 products.
Okay. But when we expand it to 3 musicians, okay.
Yeah, it will definitely affect the whole world. Now, they can hear about you, but will they accept you? That is where the sound comes in. So you need to package it well by people who know how to do it. No, devoid of politics, devoid of personal interest, devoid of all of that. Let those who know how to do it do it and help you do it. You get once you get there, the industry automatically will find its level, and then the rest will be history.
The rest will just continue from there.
This is what Nigeria has done. It started with Two-Face, the Banj, P Squared, and that's Equity. And the rest is history.
Okay, Mr.
So
Kiki.
this is just to scratch
the surface.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Kiki, I mean, looking at your time when you were managing Becca, the issue of labels doing what they're supposed to do for artists were very high. You could see artists, I mean, having everything that an artist is supposed to have. In recent time, we're having the debate around labels not functioning, people just signing musicians and then going to sleep. Would you say your time you did things right as compared to now when it comes to labels and artist management?
Again, I don't think I am equipped to answer that question because I'm not really involved with any label, so I don't really know what they're doing. So it'll be unfair for me to comment.
Okay, but Mr. Kiki, you do listen to some of the new musicians that have come up, like the new ones that are coming up all the time. I mean, let me just push you to the wall. Which of these musicians, or it can be one, it can be two, it can be three, do you see that, I mean, you can predict, just like you predicted 12 years ago that Burna Boy was going to win the Grammy? Who would you say, okay, in the next 5, 10, 15 years, this guy might take Ghana somewhere in terms of Grammy is the papers of...
I won't mention names. Okay. For obvious reasons. But I see clearly 4.
You did what?
But I see 4.
You see 4?
I mean, yeah.
Wow.
You have potential. Unfortunately, in my view, and I don't pretend to know it all, in my view, what they are doing now is not what they should be doing. They have the potential, but the direction is wrong. If the direction is changed, in my view, 4 years is a lot, maximum 3.
Wow. So you see 4 musicians that can actually win the Grammys, but they are doing the wrong thing. They are lacking the direction.
The talent in Ghana is abundant.
Wow.
It's abundant, and I'm not the only one who shares.
Oh yeah, I mean, Mr. Kiki, we all share in that. We see talent day in, day out. Coming out.
It's abundant, and friends and from all over the world who are in the industry and very big players share the same view as I do.
Okay.
In private, they do.
Okay, Mr. Kiki, but these 4 artists, just really quick question. These 4 artists that you've noticed, have you, I mean, personally reach out as a godfather to talk to them that you have the potential to do something for Ghana?
I have.
And do you see changes from when you spoke to them till now?
It's about understanding where somebody's coming from. It's about having the vision. It's about believing in yourself, and it's about understanding that you can't achieve something that you don't want to make sacrifices for.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of things. I mean, look, if you're happy being known in Accra, if you find an artist who is happy being known in Accra, or being known in Ghana, and that's all they want.
That's all. Yeah.
It's very difficult to push them beyond that.
Beyond that, okay. So it has to do with the mindset as well.
Absolutely, that's number one.
Okay.
Absolutely. So most of these people, in my view, you find out that they are happy with being, kings in Ghana.
Being Accra kings, Ghana kings, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Kiki, last 2 questions. Have you tried to come back to music fully? Because you said you are not actively involved in current music and stuff like that. But have you tried, looking at what is going on, have you tried to say, okay, I need to come back and take over this space and move in a certain direction with this crop of artists, or come up with my own artists that we can create a new direction? Because the conversation so far, your revelation has to do with, there are a lot of talent in Ghana, but they are lacking the direction. But have you tried to come in to fill in that gap?
It's a thought that has been entertained, yes.
Okay.
But it can't be a one-man band. You have to go with
as a team.
With the team, and the team being not just your team, but others in the industry. That's the way it works, and that is how it works. You can't do it on your own.
Okay.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Kiki, I mean, finally, what's the way forward for Ghana music?
There must be a goal. There must be a goal.
Okay.
And there must be yeah, it's very complicated.
Yeah, it's a complicated field.
Go back to the Ghana music must go back to the drawing board, basically.
The entire music industry has to go back to the drawing board.
To the drawing board.
Okay.
Which includes people like yourself, journalists, and and not just
the musicians themselves, but everybody that is a practitioner.
You all.
Okay.
And you guys play a very major role in it.
That's the media, the bloggers, and
absolutely. Absolutely. So I think everybody needs to go back to the drawing board and take it from there. Okay.
I mean, last question, Mr. Kiki, before we end this comment, I have to chip in this thing. What do you make of all this? Today, this artist has done this. This is bashing this. Do we need that in the industry? Because you made mention of unity first. All this beef, is it good for the industry?
Well, I don't eat meat, so
you don't eat. No, I'm asking this because there was a huge conversation on Twitter.
I said I don't eat meat.
But I'm just chipping in this one really quick. There was a huge conversation on Twitter after the Grammys that Ghanaian musicians, instead of like the unity you made mention of, instead of supporting each other, they concentrate most of the time on each other's truth. This one is saying this about that. This one is saying this about that. And I mean, you are a god in this field. So I mean, observing all this that is happening, and I know you're very active on social media as well. So observing all this that is happening, are you happy as a god figure?
I mean, how I feel about it really doesn't matter. But just to try and give an idea of what probably my thoughts would be.
Okay.
That look, the outside world will be more interested in hearing good, crazily good highlight music.
Okay.
Best from Ghana than any individuals, fighting among themselves.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Kiki Banson.
All right, most welcome.
Nice talking to you.